What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I miss YouTube so much. It's the one place where I was able to ramble on and on and on and talk about things and be connected with you guys. So I'm so excited to bring that back. Also, as you guys can see, this is a whole different space because Hark and I got ourselves a new home. We are leasing it for right now and it is absolutely so beautiful and honestly provides us so much peace. Mentally, it's been a little bit tough knowing that I'm not at home, but I'm actually home in my family home more often than I ever was before. So that's really interesting. And I'm only 4 minutes down the street, so that's really fine. By the way, if you guys have not seen our wedding highlight video, please go and check it out. Honestly, I am being very biased, but I loved this wedding video. I've seen many wedding videos and I just loved it because I think all the emotions that are attached to, you know, my mom and dad and I and Hark, it was just so much was involved. And of course, every wedding video is like that. Of course, everyone's gonna be biased from theirs, but I love the way that this was shot. So huge shout out to Shutterdown, the whole team, the way they did the documentary style, the way they filmed it, the way that we found all these beautiful locations and they put everything together. I just thought this was a phenomenal video. I have never seen a video like this personally before, but then again, I'm being biased. Every couple is gonna be biased. I just like the way that it was shot. So I was very attracted to that. Let's reverse and talk about everything leading up to the wedding because this is something that I've been dying to talk about. People don't understand how much effort, how much time, so much work is invested in planning a wedding and having your dream wedding come true. Every single wedding is tailored to the couple, so it's whatever that they have wanted. And I've been planning this wedding, and I think you guys know this for my OG followers. I've been planning this wedding since I was a kid. It was not a joke, okay? That's not a joke. I literally said when I was around like 4 years old, I told my parents I want to get married in India, and it has always been a dream. Now, I never knew if that dream was going to come true or not. All I knew is that something is pulling me towards India and I go there every year, once or twice a year I am there. But something's pulling me to get married there and I just had to do it. And I really wanted to get married. I think it was after watching like Hum Saath Saath Hain and watching all these other movies and seeing all these beautiful palaces. I wanted to get married in a palace. Again, no idea if it was going to happen or not, but it was just a dream. Let's backtrack a little bit. September 2023 was when we had booked Rambagh Palace. And I actually booked it without seeing it. I just knew and trusted and believed that this is the palace that I wanted to get married in. I watched so many videos. I made so many notes on so many different locations. Like first I thought Udaipur, but I was like Jaipur is like the main city in Rajasthan. It's easier access. People can drive to it if they choose to. It's a 4-hour drive from Delhi airport and Delhi is the main city. So why not just do something that's a little bit closer? And there's so many flights that go into Jaipur. So I was like, okay, this is perfect. Obviously there's so much history. The royals also live in Jaipur. So I knew I wanted a place that I was very attracted to when it came to history. I didn't want just a hotel. I wanted something that had a historical value to it. And that's where Rambagh came in. And my dad actually went to India in September. I couldn't go and he went to check out the whole place. And he said, this palace is stunning. The food is phenomenal. The rooms are phenomenal. Like you will walk away with an experience. And that's the one thing I told all my friends and family, that the wedding, as much as it's important that, you know, it's Hark and I getting married, we're going to be one with God and, you know, our family's emotions, but it was so important for me for everyone to walk away with an experience. If you get to know my personality, I like to tailor to people a lot. I am a people pleaser, something I got to work on, but this time I loved the people pleasing aspect. Number one thing was I knew the event planning team I wanted to work with, and that was TiaKBhatia. TiaKBhatia is amazing. Like we are family friends, and it was like a fine line where I'm like, do I really want to go with family friends or do I want to go with someone else? But I looked at everyone's work and I just loved TiaKBhatia, and I was like, you know what? Let me go with TiaKBhatia. And Kanika and Karthik have been phenomenal throughout the whole process. Like it's so important when you're planning a wedding on any scale, just to have someone organizing it. I think it really takes the pressure off of you. 80% of the pressure was done because of them. So right after the engagement, October 2023, by November, me and TiaKBhatia's team sat down and through like conversations on the phone and video calls, that's how we sat down because they're in India, and we just got together online and just talked about everything. And what they did was they understood exactly every single event and helped me create the themes and the decor. They made everything so much easier, down to the finances when it came to like people booking their hotels, etc., etc. And like they did a whole itinerary. They were like, let's create a website invite instead, because why are we going to create physical invites that are going to go out to everyone and then it's going to get thrown out? And I was like, you know what? I'd rather have a website, and that website is going to be mine forever. So when we talk about event event planning, when I was sitting with Kanika and Karthik, the one major thing that I really said was, I want people to walk away with an experience. That was my number one thing. We had to decide on what events we wanted. Originally, Rambagh had advised that we should do this wedding. Like, people usually do like a 2-day wedding or like a 3-day wedding. I was like, if my guests are flying in, I don't want a situation where everyone's so tired. I don't want to do like a 2-day thing and everyone's just exhausted. And I was like, let's do 4 days. On the first day, we'll do the welcome brunch where, you know, people are coming in, checking in, and they get to eat and amazing food they get to eat and meet like Hark and I and see our family and just get together. I'm smiling because I'm remembering all the moments. And then we had the Mendi and Chunni ceremony, which we combined together in the evening. And we made sure that we spaced it out, that our guests were able to get ready. I was able to get ready. So everything was good for that day. And the Mendi and Chunni ceremony ended around like 10:30-ish, 10:45-ish, which is perfect to have a little bit of an earlier night. And I'm glad we did because everyone needed to practice their dances for the Sangeet. Second day, we were like, okay, we'll have the Haldi ceremony in the afternoonish. We had the Sangeet in the evening. On the third date, which was September 19th, we had our wedding day. The whole wedding was throughout the day. Like, it started off, I won't say when I started off from waking up, but it started off from like 10 a.m. and ended around 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m. with everything that was going on throughout that day. You know, the doli and all of that included in the lunch, etc., etc. That was such a beautiful day. One of my favorite days. And then on the last day, we had the reception. So I thought it was a perfect way, we kind of paced it out where people can find rest in between. I told a lot of my loved ones that if you guys wanted to come in earlier and just kind of mentally rest, you can also do that. A lot of people did go to Delhi and see family or went around and did their own thing for like a few days before heading over to Jaipur. Some people came into Jaipur earlier. Like, I got to Jaipur on the 14th, and then me and Hark had our pre-shoot on the 15th and 16th. So I had a few of our friends were there, like I think around 12 of them were there with us on the 14th, and then everyone started slowly coming in. 15th, 16th, and 17th was the day of the events. Let's talk about the first event. Oh my god, this video is gonna be so long. I should have had my coffee. Okay, let's talk about the first event. So the welcome brunch. What I did here was I wanted people to come see us and just hang out with the family and eat amazing food. When I tell you, everyone was shocked at the food options. We did it in the Rambagh side. Rambagh has two sides, Rambagh and Swaiman Mahal. So we did it at Rambagh, and there's this room called the Rajput room, and it is so stunning. It is inspired by French architecture, British architecture, and there was just an abundance amount of food. Like, guys, oh my god, hold on. I need to read the menu just as an example. This is so dope. This is what TiaKBhatia created. It was just amazing, like the variety, and everyone was like, what the hell is this food? And you know you're getting like top tier food, especially from Rambagh. And the one thing I know that people definitely, not just one thing, a couple of things people take away from weddings is food, vibe, music. It is literally, those are the three important things that your guests will always take away. So I was like, I have to make sure the food is phenomenal, and it was chef's kiss. When people arrived, they had a whole Rajasthani special welcome right in front of Rambagh's entrance, and that was absolutely beautiful. And people who were checking into Rambagh were taken inside, and people who were checking into Swaiman, when they arrived at Rambagh, we had golf carts going back and forth. It's only a 3-minute walk to the Swaiman Mahal side, but we didn't want people to walk, especially with their bags and everything. So golf carts took them and dropped them off to their villas. I was wearing this beautiful gray dress from Ellie Baton, which is so stunning. And I was wearing these shoes from Doll Skills because I always need like high heels. Being 5'2", I needed my massive platform shoes. Then it was time to go and get ready. I had to leave a little bit earlier. I greeted everybody and they were still eating. And then I was like, all right, I need to go get dressed up. And Hark was like really pushing it. He goes, make sure you're on time. It says Mendi and Chunni ceremony starts at 5:30. You better be ready at 5:30. Of course, Hark being in the wedding industry, he was like very like, things always get delayed. Do not let yourself get delayed. I went up around like, I think 2:30 p.m. to start getting ready. And that day I had my beautiful bridesmaid Serena do my makeup. I had outsourced another company to do the hair because I was like, I don't want my girls who are doing my makeup to be doing my hair as well. It's going to be too much time. I rather just have like everything like quick. And I love the way I looked that day. I looked like a complete Barbie doll. Like the way Serena does makeup, you look like a Barbie. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just so intact. freaking love it. I was wearing a beautiful Singhal outfit. Now, when I was doing wedding shopping, it was so easy to do it because I already had my themes, so I knew kind of what I wanted in mind. I knew I wanted to wear something from Singhal, but I didn't know for which day fully yet. But then I was like, you know what? I love the vibrant colors. Why not do it for the Mendi and Chunni ceremony? When I walked into Singhal in Dhan Mill and I saw this beautiful outfit, all flowers, I'm like, this is exactly what I talked about with Ganika. I told her for the Mendi, I want pinks, lots of pinks because of Jaipur, Pink City, and I want lots of flowers. And Hark was wearing this amazing outfit, which was designed by TiaKBhatia. My dad and Hark were all wearing TiaKBhatia, except on the wedding day, Hark was wearing Rimple and Heartbreak. This beautiful outfit Hark was wearing from TiaKBhatia, the little details on the vest, the shoes, and we just looked so good together in both our outfits. That evening was the first event to start off all the festivities, and it's always like the first event sets the vibe, and this, oh my God, it set the vibe. Like, there's no joke about it. I walked in, I hadn't seen the venue. Take it in that they actually turned this whole place around. Like, I came to Rambagh on September 14th and literally the venue was just being built because we didn't do, Rambagh has banquet halls on site, but we wanted tents because we had a lot of guests. It was like a 10,000 square foot tent. It's not even a joke. Like, it was massive. They were building the tent. Within 3 days, everything was ready to go. Decor was up, all of that. When I walked in, like, first of all, when you go through the entrances, they had these beautiful, colorful entrances with flowers on the side and then a carpet. And you walk into the tent, my jaw was on the floor. Like, I was in awe. I was like, what is this? On the sides, you had all the seating and it was done so beautifully and meticulously. Like, every chair, every little nook and cranny was like taken care of. We had games, we had like drinking games. People could pick up like dupattas, bangles, little trinkets and gifts for people. There was this whole thing with glassware and you get your name written on it. Like, every little detail just for like a fun night. And it was so nice to greet everybody, see everybody as well. Some people that I wasn't able to see during the day, take a lot of pictures, of course. And then we had the event to start. There was a little bit of music, we kind of danced a bit before, and then we had Mika Singh, who came and performed at our Mendi, and he absolutely killed it. Like, there was so much ronak. That guy knows how to get people on the dance floor and make sure that they do not get off. We were also on the stage, on the floor, stage and floor. It was so chaotic, but I absolutely loved it. And there was this really cute point where like Mika Singh sings a song with Shadi Karogi, which is like, are you gonna marry me? And Heart goes Mujhse Shadi Karogi, he asks me it, and it was super cute.
चंदा चुराऊंगा तारे भी लाऊंगा सूरज झुकाऊंगा तेरी कसम कभी तो मेरी दीवानी बनोगी ये तू कह रहा है वो मुझसे शादी करोगी Yeah, you sing so well, okay?
I loved that moment. But yeah, Mika Singh is a killer performer and he was just amazing. The first time I actually met Mika was years ago at my house. He came and gave my dad this like beautiful gift and he hung out, and that was the first time I had ever met him. And my dad had known him from way before. So it was so nice to have someone that like, you know, our family was familiar with to perform and absolutely killed it. I think he had a great time as well, so that was dope. That was night number 1. Day 2 for the Haldi, I knew I wanted a lot of yellow and orange flowers. I just didn't know how the setup was gonna be because I was like, oh, Haldi, I'll keep it simple. We'll have like 2 chairs, we'll do the whole Haldi. It's like literally an hour and it goes by really quickly. I was like, I don't wanna go into too much detail, but when I tell you, TiaKBhatia was like, no, we are going into a lot of detail. Oh my God, they killed it. They did a whole like Fulo ki Holi, but Haldi style. We did it in the venue in Swaiman Mahal, and it was a whole round stage area covered in all these yellow flowers. We were inside of that. They had like decorated the garden a little bit with flowers hanging. We took some pictures and stuff out there, did the Haldi ceremony. And that day, actually, I had to get ready earlier because I wanted to be fully ready, face and hair done for the Sangeet. Because right after that, it was changing and Sangeet time. I told all of our guests, wear the same outfit you're wearing for the Haldi for the Sangeet. So you don't have to change. There's no craziness. But I realized, you know, you attract what you have around you. Yeah, my friends, my bridesmaids, my family, everyone's like, no, we're wearing a different outfit for the Haldi and we're changing for the Sangeet. I'm like, all right, do you? My makeup and hair was done by my beautiful bridesmaid, Dhara. Oh my God, she just knew. She was like, let me add like more and more to this beautiful look that you have. She's like, let's add this beautiful hairpiece. She added this like silvery gold hairpiece, and that just, oh, it blew my breath away. I felt like that completed the look. I wore a Seema Gujral outfit. I knew I wanted gold because the theme was Bollywood for the Sangeet. I knew I wanted reds and blacks and golds and lots of chandeliers. And what did TiaKBhatia do? They gave me everything. A few months before, TiaKBhatia had asked me to send around like 150 pictures, okay? She was like, send photos of family and you, send photos of like immediate family and you, send photos of immediate family and Hark, and then send a bunch of photos of you and Hark. I'm like, all right, cool. I know this is gonna be a Bollywood theme. And when we talked about it, I first was like, I want a bar that has like a film script. The bar that we had was a round bar, and Kanika was like, let's just take it a step further. And instead of having the film reels across the bar, let's do it above the bar. They're like swirling around. I was like, all right, cool. I didn't know what to expect. Like I said, we talked about the colors, talked about the chandeliers. I need a stage, of course, because we did have a amazing performer that night. And then I wanted that dance floor to be really open. When I saw Hark, my jaw was on the floor. TiaKBhatia absolutely killed his outfit. Like, I had this inspiration of Ranveer Singh's outfit that he wore, and I was like, I want something very similar to that. And they gave this beautiful maroon outfit with like gold flowers, and it just matched my outfit completely. And we just looked so amazing. Dad was also wearing TiaKBhatia. That night, my mom was wearing Chandan fashion, and it looked stunning. Like, they had everybody, all the designers had killed every single outfit. So when I was walking to the Sangeet, I'm seeing like everyone's taking photos and stuff outside. I had a lot of photographers. I made sure that there was like a photographer for Hark separately, a photographer for me. There were photographers for the guests. I wanted to make sure everyone got whatever photos, everything that they wanted. So when we walked into the Sangeet, this was done on one of the lawns next door to the lawn that we had the Mendi and the Chunni ceremony tent. And so we had another tent. So this tent, as we walked in, there was a red carpet, and then you get your ticket at the ticket booth and you go in. I walked through the doors and I was like even Hark says it, he goes, that was the best event he's ever seen. Like, my jaw was on the floor. And there were all these titles of different Bollywood movies across us, like huge like cinema style posters. And they had like our pictures on it, and it would be like Hum Saath Saath Hain, Hona Pyar Hai, all this other stuff, Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, like every single detail. I look up, I look at the chandeliers. I was like, what is this? Like, how is this possible? The seating arrangements right in front of the stage, so beautifully done with the colors, red couches, luxury couches, little details, and all the sides of the walls had seats as well underneath, like little pillars. They look like little suites. We had our pictures were everywhere on boxes, on like cube boxes on the walls. Like, I don't even know how to explain this detail. In the bar, I was like, what is this? Everyone was like, this is insane. And of course we had a stage. Like I said, when I looked at the dance floor, I was like, this is when I went into a little bit of a panic mode. I saw the dance floor and I'm like, the dance floor is really small, guys. Like, of course, like, people can dance anywhere, but I'm like, this is for performances. Like, I need something larger. I have like almost like 20 people at once dancing. How are we gonna fit on the stage? And I literally went into a bit of a panic mode. And the reason why I went into a panic mode was because your friends and family have been working on dances for so long, and imagine just seeing seeing a dance floor so tiny. It's like they put in so much work. I don't want their work to go to crap, you know? Like, they've definitely done their whole choreography, transitions, all that other stuff. And I was like, I need a little bit more space. And Kanika, like, I like looked at her and I panicked because I was like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? Can that dance floor be lifted up, the small one? And Karthik was like, we can't lift it up. It's bolted in. Kanika came and she goes, don't worry, just like, it's handled. I got it. She literally took the seats, and unfortunately at that moment I was like, oh my God, like, the guests, they're gonna have to like get up a bit, and like the seats are being pushed back, but that's okay. It was just a minor minute thing that kind of went wrong, and I'm so thankful that that was like the only thing, because leading up to weddings, a lot of things go wrong when it comes to health. And one of the biggest things that a lot of people had asked me, they're like, oh, like, have you planned your looks, blah blah blah. I was like, no, I'm just gonna go with what I feel that day. And I'm like, to be very honest, I just want, like I said, I want people to walk away with an experience, and I want everyone's health okay. If someone you love, their health is not okay, it's panic mode. 2 months before the wedding, my aunt and uncle had heart attacks, and like, it freaked me out. Like, if your loved one's health is not good, there's no point of doing anything. You know, this is to celebrate them. When the performances started, like, I had my mom's side do like all these amazing dances. My nieces, oh my God, my nieces, like, they can dance. And I was just like in shock. I was like, okay, you guys look so beautiful, number one. Everyone looked beautiful. But I was in shock how they killed the performances. Then we had my bridesmaids and their partners do all these surprise performances. I kind of saw the surprise because on the Mendi night, I watched everybody practice. Like we did a little practice run through and then I went back to the room. I watched people practice from my room and I'm like, oh my God, there's guys dancing. Oh my God, this is what's happening. So I kind of saw everything that was going on and I'm like, I'm so excited. Friends, family, everyone killed the performances. Then it was time for my performance. My performance video is going to be coming out soon. It was just amazing. I did a 16-minute set. So obviously I was on for majority of it, but it was just so much fun to do and to do this for, you know, Hark and our families. It was, I don't know, I just enjoyed those moments. There were a lot of emotional dances. We had the most amazing, he is our family, he is our friend. I could just talk about him nonstop, that just the power that this person has. And when you're in front of them, there's so much respect you want to keep giving to them. The room, the aura changes. It was Gurdassmanji. And if you guys remember, I was at Gorik, which is his son's wedding, and Gorik and Simran's wedding in January 2020, right before the pandemic. And I had performed in front of Gurdassmanji at that time because I did a dance for Gorik and Simran. And he was like, "Tu te pataka nikli?" And I was like, oh my God, like I got complimented by him. And it was such an honor to have him grace that stage. The whole venue's aura changed. Like everybody was inside. And even Gurdassmanji was like, I have never seen this happen at any place that I've performed at. We all went in front of the stage, all sat on the floor and jammed out like it was like a Qawwali style jamming out. I don't even know how to explain it. And we danced and danced and danced. People were crying watching him perform. People were getting emotional. It was my girl Anita's birthday that day. And I told her, I'm like, I gave you a better present than your husband can ever give you because I gave you Gurdassmanji. She's like, yeah, you did. But everyone had a great time. One of our favorite nights. Everyone else asked me, what's your favorite event? And I'm like, favorite event when it comes to partying? Definitely Sangeet night. We were supposed to end the night at 10:30, but it's Gurdassmanji. Went over until like 11:30. We forgot to do our jago. We were gonna do the jago after Gurdassmanji's performance. Then there was just no time. By 11:30, dance floor opened up and some people stayed behind and just hung out. The night was supposed to end at 11:30. We weren't gonna have like a crazy dance floor type of situation because we knew that Gurdassmanji would take over anyways. But I was like, yeah, an hour of dancing, it's fine. Ended up being, we were dancing since his performance. Like he started performing at like 8. No, he started performing at like 8:30ish till like 11. He was on. I'm so thankful that he graced us and honored us at the wedding. And the family was there. It was so nice to have Gorik, Simran, and their son there as well. Performance ended and it was too late to do the jago. I went to Hark's mom. I was like, oh my God, jago. And she's like, don't worry about it. She's like, we're having fun. It's okay. Cool. Because I was like, I gotta go because the wedding is the next morning and I need to do my Chudah ceremony. So everyone knew that the Chudah was gonna happen in my parents' room that they had, my parents' suite. And I think we had like 50 people there inside the suite. Did the whole Chudah ceremony. It was very emotional. I had Miku, who lives with us, my cousin. I had his dad, my mamaji, do my Chudah, and it made me so emotional. And one of the biggest reasons of why I got married in India was because of my mom's side of the family. Everyone is there, and my dad's side of the family, a lot of them are there too. I grew up with so much love with both these families and it was so important for me to honor that. I also had my cousins Guinea and Amrit put on my Chudah. My mama Ji passed away, that was their dad, and I wanted them to put on the Chudah. I made sure I honored every single family member of mine and I told them how important they are to me. And it was so nice because I also had Rana Auntie, who is one of the reasons why I'm adopted. She was the one who gave my parents the call that there's 19 girls available for adoption. Changed my life. So Rana Auntie was there. So there was a lot of very important people and important moments, a lot of emotions running through. My dad made comments like, the one thing I'm gonna miss is who's gonna kiss me when I go to bed every night. Guys, by the way, I'm home almost every day. I kiss him before he goes to bed. So I'm like, no, I'm not gonna let that happen. Anyways, we had the Chudah ceremony, went to the rooms, and that night I had Balak sleep on one side, Dara sleep on one side. I was only gonna get like maximum 2 hours of sleep. The girls would have just slept in my room and just knocked out while the makeup artist and their team came in. And that night, Dara, for some reason, likes to like cling on to you and like she like elbows you a little bit or kicks you. So I had a very like uneasy sleep thanks to Dara, but it's okay. I still enjoyed my night. Then now we're on to the third day, the morning of the wedding.